Welcome back to Perspectives here on Arise News. Your physical appearance is the one personal characteristic that is immediately obvious and accessible to others. You can't hide it. The reason most people spend so much time on their physical appearance is because society attaches a lot of importance to aesthetics. Beauty should begin with confidence. It's not just about how you look on the outside, it's also about how you feel on the inside. In a world that often seems fixated on flawlessness, embracing imperfections can be revolutionary. Your perception of beauty should align with what makes you feel confident and empowered, rather than conforming to external standards. It's about embracing your uniqueness, celebrating your quirks, and finding confidence in your individuality. A few imperfections here and there is what makes all of us unique in our own little ways.
Very well said. The global beauty and personal care industry is a $500 billion market, growing by 5% annually, credited partly to social media and meticulous advertising. The pressure to meet certain beauty standards has led to excessive skincare regimens, uncountable cosmetics, and a wide range of invasive treatments, creating a cycle of dependency on commercial determinants, of which many women are unbelievably addicted to today, especially after a certain age. Indeed, there is so much power in beauty. When we radiate beauty outwardly and deep within, we embody the majestic power to move mountains. But who determines beauty? The powerful trio of self-love, confidence, and organic self-care have the most intense power to reflect true beauty that extends far beyond the products we use and far beyond what our eyes can see, which is the most captivating form of beauty that endures all times and all seasons. Beauty should never diminish based on the opinions of others, but strengthened through good manners and a golden heart full of love. Beauty that radiates confidence, internal purity, nature, and intelligence has been said to be the most desirable. This level of inner beauty, characterized by empathy and genuine goodness, projects a timeless attraction. Long story short, natural beauty, clean beauty, skinmalism, tech-based beauty, dressing table full of beauty products. Whatever your beauty status or regimen or choices are today, the truth is, we all have beauty deep within our souls, which should be projected elegantly as we navigate a world full of imperfections. We would announce our special guest soon, but right now, let's proceed to watch this unique report on beauty.
At the moment, there is yet to be a universal definition of beauty. What people think about the subject of beauty seems to be what suits their emotional and intellectual preferences. Little wonder the saying, "Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder," continues to hold a lot of relevance. However, the question keeps popping up. Is beauty more than skin deep? The emerging consensus, especially among the female gender, tends to support the notion that it is. Yes, they say beauty is more than skin deep. To a lot of people, how a beautiful woman appeals to the sense of sight is in a lot of cases mistaken for the entire sense of her being. To others, this position may not be entirely true. Perception of beauty may as well differ from one disparate group to the other and from one demographic to another. Irrespective of whichever position one adopts in the final analysis, the word beauty in its most pristine form will always evoke a sense of wholeness, divinity, and attraction rather than revulsion.
That's some really beautiful clothes that they're showing there. Our designers are really, taking this thing to the next level. I'm so proud of what they're doing. But anyway, it's not about the designers we're talking about today. It's about beauty. And, I remember when I was young, I used to have this girl in my class that was so pretty. She could do no wrong. And in my little age, at that point in time, I thought, oh my God, she just has everything going for her. But I look at this same girl, I saw her a couple of years ago, and I couldn't even relate the two of them. Do you understand? I also look at instances like people like Diana and Prince Charles's situation with Camilla Parker Bowles. If it was all about beauty, he won't even look at the likes of Camilla Parker Bowles twice. So
Good point.
so the issue is that beauty
It's not everything.
is not everything, and it's also a lot more than being just skin deep. But people have misplaced the order of importance when it comes to outside appearance. They think your outward appearance is enough to keep you happy. Is enough
To attract.
to attract the people you want to attract. But it's not enough.
Yeah, but this is what is fueling the beauty and personal care industry, and that's why they're using social media, influencers, meticulous advertising, whatever they can use to actually attract people towards beauty and skincare products. We are flooded with beauty products on a daily basis, cosmetic procedures, invasive procedures, non-invasive procedures, and it's just so much, all targeted at women. What made me limit and even stop makeup almost like 80-90% is the fact that we'll go out, we'll see men, they're not wearing makeup.
Oh, wow.
Their skin is good.
No, you'll be surprised.
Really?
Some men, their
wearing makeup
skincare,
today?
their skin, not makeup.
Oh, okay.
That's, well, I mean, no, but risky. But then again, you can't exactly use it
No,
as a
not
yardstick. But a lot of men some of men are just as vain as women. Their skincare routine is just as long and as time consuming. It's just that because they are men, you don't think. You know, I mean, funny enough, now that you mentioned this, when I was doing my makeup outside, my co-host, let me not call his name, anyway, but he came and he said he was complaining to the makeup artist. No, sorry, another presenter. I was complaining to the makeup artist that, why you didn't have my time today? And I was like, well, what do you need?
This was a man. Okay.
Oh, yes. I said, but what do you mean? He said, no, my powder now to at least touch up a few areas. So my point is that at the end of the day, even though men don't wear the makeup, some of them actually attach a lot of importance to the way they also look.
Right.
You know.
So majority of men that I know that have really good skin, no makeup, very minimal skincare procedures.
But some of them, that's what I'm saying, that their skincare routine, they actually have skincare routine, but because they are men, you just don't think that they will.
I mean, I know men, like my husband, my brothers, it's so minimal. But we women in the family, there's, there are layers.
I guess because we're
many layers.
I guess because we're the prettier gender. We are the more, even when you buy clothes for boys and girls, you're excited to buy the girls. There's more variety, there's more. So, but what I want us to leave behind today is that you don't have to attach so much importance. It's good to look good. It's good to make an effort, but you should not be obsessed by it. Your character should also be able to come through underneath all of that.
We're the prettier gender, but many of these products are so toxic for female skin.
No, but don't you have the ones for natural?
Many of us don't even look at the labels before we buy and use products. Some of those products are chemicals that just shouldn't even touch the human skin.
I'm sure they have the ones that are
chemical. Some of them are even expired.
I'm sure they
also
one
needs to make sure that we are reading labels very thoroughly.
I know that, but I'm sure they have herbal, natural, because there'll be probably people like you who are meticulous about reading what they put.
So they will have my body or touching my skin unless it is.
They will have the herbal ones now. They will have the herbal ones.
Skinmalism.
Anyway, we are coming back for a short break, but stay with us because we have a lot more in store. Our fantastic guests are Veronica, Ebie, and Dr. Nwakwesi. Perspectives will return in just a moment. Welcome back to Perspectives here on the Rise News.
Time to introduce our special guest today. First is Veronica, Ebie. Veronica has an MBA in luxury brand management and has established herself as one of Nigeria's celebrity stylists. Her agency, Vain Style, is a 360 fashion consultancy brand skilled in personal styling, marketing, business development, customer relations, personal shopping, and fashion designing. She has been involved in the development of the fashion retail sector in Nigeria, specifically through her work as a luxury consultant for many notable fashion brands. Welcome to your very first episode of Perspectives. Glad to have you with us today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.
Great to have you here, Veronica. As always, great to always have our guests. Joining us on this edition also is Dr. Ifeinwa Irene Nwakwesi, a trained medical doctor who now teaches growth mindset and integrative lifestyle. She's the CEO of Healthy Living Services, the executive chair of Women Aligned for Growth, a character rebuilding social change and impact female NGO. She calls herself a phenomenal woman, an identity she chose to describe the woman she is now becoming. Ife teaches regularly on different topics related to health, well-being, personal development, relationship, and marriage. She's passionate about encouraging people to live their best lives. A warm welcome to...
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Please, let me first start. About how old do you think she is when you look at her? Just
forever young now. She must be in her 60s.
No. I turned 70, 28th of May.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Yes.
In those, Auntie Ify was one of those women that we just looked up to. We thought she could do no wrong. She had a...
Turned 70.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, she had a bludgeoning career. You had a bludgeoning career. You were doing well in your business. You were married, happily married, children, husband, the whole 9 yards. And then all of a sudden, there was a dark shadow.
Yes.
And I want you to explain to us what happened and how it has affected you being the person that you are today. Because one wouldn't have thought, with you look like you had everything. One would never have thought, do you understand, that you would have issues.
Well, Ruth, the truth of the story is this. I came from a family that is principally a Christian family. I was brought up well. My father taught us so many things about, if you wanted a good name, you need to watch how you make money. And my father didn't quite prepare me to know how to cope with the inevitable challenges of life. Life comes with inevitable challenges. And my father died in 2023. And on the outing service, I started having...
This year?
No, 2003.
Okay.
That was when my father died. On the outing service, I started having rigors. And that was the beginning.
When you say rigors, what do you mean?
Rigors, I was cold, I was shivering in the church.
Okay.
I had a very deep connection with my father. So I don't know whether that was what prompted my sickness, triggered it. And then it started, and I started feeling like hot sensation all over my body.
Wow.
And I started wondering what's going on. Then I started feeling like moody. By the way, I've always been wired to be moody as a child. I used to be like always sad. If you look at my old pictures, you probably will never see me smiling. And I grew up like that, and then the depression started, panic attacks, anxiety, and severe indigestion that I cannot even explain. And of course, everybody will look at me and say, if you look amazing in the face. Internally, I was literally dying. I would stay in the house, and suddenly I have a feeling I was going to die. I'll break out in a big sweat. I will start breathing fast. My heart palpitations, you know what palpitations are?
Oh, yes, of course.
And it continued for 6 years. Nobody saw that. My husband was worried. He sent me to Germany. Everything was nothing abnormal detected. I now went to England to see, I'm sure you remember Dr. Rodney Adeniyi-Jones. He's late now. He examined me and he said, your body is full of toxins. I started shivering. In fact, he said, your body is full of poisons. So I thought somebody had poisoned me because my business was beginning to do well. No, he said no. The poisons I'm talking about is coming from your lifestyle. I used to be so negatively programmed. I'll go to church, listen to the gospel, sing. As soon as I come out of church, my brain was wired for negativity. All the negative things will fill my brain. And I'll be worrying, and I was eating, I wasn't absorbing the food. And my blood also, I was also like eating mostly water-rich food. I mean, it's mostly acidic foods. Cooked foods morning and night. I wasn't taking enough water-rich foods. So my blood got acidic. I was eating, I wasn't absorbing it. And I lost so much weight. So I now continued like that. And I said to myself one day, you are going to die young if you continue like this. I had to look for a way. And I started getting knowledge, and I got to integrative medicine, which is a lifestyle medicine.
Okay.
Your lifestyle sculpts your life. The choices you make every day you wake up, that will give you a life. If you want a good life, you make empowering choices. If you want a stupid life, you make stupid choices.
Okay, that's interesting that you say that, because sometimes you don't connect your lifestyle or your way of, even the way you think, to translating into the way you end up looking. Which now brings me to you, Veronica, because we're looking at your skin. It is glowing, it is beautiful. You're stepping up without makeup and what have you. How were you born? Is your skin naturally this good, or how do you maintain it?
So sometimes it's quite funny because, when you ask and you say, you have good skin, and I'm saying, yeah, I have good skin, but I now have great skin. But that is also...
Well, modesty definitely isn't your strongest virtue. Modesty is not your strongest virtue.
It is almost to work hard at, just having. But I just feel like we're all born with, our skin. And I just felt, I'm also lazy in terms of upkeep. And just like you rightfully said, what you show on the outside is definitely a reflection on the inside.
Exactly.
Now, whether you're covering up or not covering up. So when you see someone who is wearing their natural hair or going out to that they can attend a party where they are holding their own with people that have taken 2 hours to fix their face, that shows that inside that person is extremely confident to come out, because who's coming out looking like that? Do you understand? So for me, I know that one, I've already been lazy, you know, in terms of skincare. Yes, I have good skin, which means I have closed pores. I don't have a frequency with breaking out.
We're born with good skin.
Yeah, with good skin. But at the same time, if you don't maintain
Great
or take
skin,
care,
great skin.
if you don't take,
She said great skin.
I have great skin now. If you
She has a
don't-
great
So
skin.
tell us how you went from good
if
skin
you don't
to
take
great
care of
skin.
your skin,
Okay.
then
Yeah.
obviously, just like with anything else, you could be
What
someone who doesn't
specific-
eat a lot and you are like a size 8 or 10. But if you took really good care of your body, working out and stuff, you could maintain a
Discipline.
4 or size 4. So with me, I knew I had good skin, but I wanted to have really great skin. And in my
Yes.
20s, I could see that my mom, her skincare routine was really simple, very easy. Back then, they used oil of Olay, so I would use oil of
All
Olay.
that products even still exist.
No, I don't think so. I think they were bought out or something. I don't think that they.
So you say you simplified your skincare.
I've always done that, just over the counter, like you rightfully said, the choices that you make. So I decided early on to make good choices within my means. You know, I would just drugstore products, oil of Olay. I would use it, just at least the heating pads at night. Eventually, as I got into my 30s, married, kids, you start to realize you don't have the time. So I would invest in my skincare. You know, first of all, buying over-the-counter products, and then eventually seeing a skincare therapist and doctor to make sure that my routine was simple, even though I was spending quite a bit to make sure that my skin looked great.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good. But you know, Auntie, you also talked about personalities.
Yes.
You said there are different types. I don't know. There's a category you said. I don't know. Deep A type or you describe.
Type A, B, AB.
So what are these? What are these?
Well, you know,
personalities?
we are all different individuals. We are not from the same nurturing. We learn a lot of things from our backgrounds. So we are never the same people. And of course, in the science of stress management, I'm actually very big on stress, because stress is a silent killer, especially in this society.
And a lot of, especially
In this society where there's a lot of masquerading. Everybody appears happy. Social media, at parties, you can see somebody
social
at a party.
media is even the killer.
Yes.
You can see somebody at a party. They are dancing. The following day, you hear they drop dead. You know that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So there are different personalities. People react to stress in different ways. There are type A people. I used to be a typical type A, Ruth.
What's the type A?
Type A person are people that are very competitive. They worry a lot about things. They always want to achieve, and they never know how to relax.
I'm type
So
A.
they are like killing themselves.
Yeah, what's your
But
type
so
A?
are you a type A?
You are.
I used to be I was very competitive. I never relaxed. Everything was work. Everything was money. But that type A, if you don't manage it, you can actually die young.
Wow.
Yes, I'm telling everybody. They are usually prone to stress. Then type AB people are also achievers, but they don't worry when they work. They take breaks.
Type who?
Type AB.
AB,
Yes.
okay.
They are like in the middle between A and B. B people are so relaxed that sometimes they don't even achieve their goals in life. So I think that we need to do about personality modification. The training is very critical in this society.
So you mean you have to be a bit of both?
You have to, it's better you are AB. You can modify your personality. I have modified, and I'm still on the journey. I had to modify. Ruth, if I didn't modify, I would have died. And I tell it to everybody I see. But
20
yes.
years later, you look so young. You
Ah,
look so good.
my
Can you
lifestyle.
tell us exactly the specifics that you've used to ignite this beauty and the lifestyle?
Okay, the doctor told me what was making you sick. You're not really, I thought I was going to die from cancer. I thought I had a chronic disease. He said, go back to Nigeria. You're not sick. Your choices, your thought processes, your spiritual life is not good enough. You go to church, you pray, but you are not practicing Christianity. I'll talk about that later. And then I had mineral and vitamin deficiencies, which is very common in society. Ruth, our food is not giving us this adequate vitamins and minerals. Many of us are lacking vitamins and minerals. And so I had to come back and I began a journey. I started practicing. It wasn't easy. It's a lifestyle. And I keep talking about growth mindset. Growth mindset is the commitment to improving the caliber of who you are. You don't just stay in one place. You want something to change, you don't do anything about it. You must commit to consistent and continuous self-improvement.
But now that you mentioned that, like this type A, type B personality,
Yes.
how is it possible if you're a type B and you are not ambitious or you're not driven? How how do you drive yourself? Because there's some people
there's
who
stress in that too.
Yes, because there's some people who are stagnant, you know, and you can see that there is so much more to them.
Yeah.
But they're just stagnant. They don't have that drive. They're not whatever. And sometimes they might even resent even you for putting them under so much pressure because to meet up to your expectations.
Ruth, everything can be learnt. Training is critical. Let me say something. Our educational curriculum in Nigeria and so many other societies are not comprehensive. We're so focused on certifications and degree. Book. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. You are a makeup artist. What quality of human being are you? What are you carrying in your inner being? That's the question. So we need to begin to teach children early.
Absolutely.
From primary, secondary. The growth mindset is critical for this society if we're going to get it right.
Okay, until we'll take a break now. And then we'll get on to you, Miss Black Beauty in the corner over there. We haven't forgotten you. Anyway, so we're going for a break in a minute and then we'll see you right back on Perspective. See you soon.
Thank you.
Anyway, Veronica, we're back to you. You know, during the break we were talking about confidence, and then sometimes this confidence are instilled from this children from birth, as they're growing up, or sometimes they're not given that confidence. And Miss Ify was talking about, what did you call it? Something about spiritual...
I said spiritual babes.
Spiritual babes.
Spiritual babes.
What is your take on when it comes to grooming confidence? Do you think that self-confidence is more important than first before beauty or beauty before self-confidence? What do you think?
Self-confidence. Just like I said earlier when I said, you know, you are a reflection of what's happening on the inside. You know, so someone being able to be outside without makeup on or wearing their natural hair and stuff, it says a lot about how they've been raised or who they are to themselves. And same thing I've instilled in my daughter. So I know even growing up, my mom, even though she was very, a mother will say, cross your legs, do things like that, but she was very much on, you know, you being yourself, you know, not wearing makeup, not always having to fix your nails, not those kind of things. So I grew up just realizing that I was enough.
Being yourself.
Being myself was more than enough, you know, and I've instilled the same thing in my daughter. I believe that being yourself is enough. Like when she was about, Isabella is going to be 9, but when she was about 2 or 3, I could see that she was a very outgoing girl. She would challenge her brothers. She was outspoken, and I kind of struggled. I was like, as a girl, should she be so outspoken? Should she be like this? But I realized that it was okay to allow her to really form and develop into herself, to be really confident, because eventually then the skills I'm trying to teach her in life, I can then administer. But if early on I kept reprimanding her, she's going to grow up being a very shy, intimidated child and second guessing herself all the time. But I realized even now when you meet my daughter, she's very outspoken, she's very confident, everybody loves her. But I can see that I did well, making sure that she's able to, because that comes first. She's not going to then be so reliant on makeup and covering up to conceal what's going on inside, or second guessing herself, or comparing herself to her other friends and saying, "Oh, they look better than me. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that."
But is it wrong to compare, though?
Well,
I mean, isn't there a reference point? I don't know.
Comparison should not be destructive.
Exactly.
Comparison should make you improve yourself
You learn
to be a better version of yourself.
So you do look at it like you're saying to raise the bar.
To raise the bar. But when you are too competitive in a destructive manner, and you know in this society there are a lot of it. Can I talk a little bit about this?
Of course. Yes.
For years, I want to keep it authentic. One thing I don't do is I don't masquerade. I don't sweep things under the carpet. I dealt with low self-esteem.
One would never have thought that.
Nobody saw it.
Nobody would have thought that.
And sometimes when I'm going to a function, I'll ask my husband, do I look beautiful? He will say, no, you don't. I start panicking.
Oh, I remember you talked about
that.
Tell us about that one that happened to you at the wedding.
Oh, yeah. I hope my children will not kill me if I say this. I've been dealing with low self-esteem for years, even as I became a phenomenal woman. You know, this thing is a journey. Nobody is perfect. I went to a wedding, and a friend of mine sitting next to me said, if this your hair doesn't suit you. I went into a panic. My sister Joy was sitting next to me and said, don't mind her, she's doing bad belly. Sit down. Immediately, I felt everybody was looking at me at the wedding.
Are you serious?
I got up to leave the wedding. I sat down again. I got up the second time. Then the third time, I stole out of the wedding. Went to the dress shop in Oriental. This happened in Oriental. Said to my girl, Chinyere, her name is Chinyere, please bring my wig, bring my wig. There's this sort of wig I wear. I had it. She said, there is no car. I said, enter Okada. Just come.
No, but what did you have on your head before then?
This, you know, this hair that falls, it doesn't suit me.
Oh, okay.
This hair that, you know, long hair. I've tried it severally, it doesn't suit me. So she now brought that wig, I wore it, and I went into the wedding.
So you went back to the wedding in a different wig?
In a different wig.
Was it societal pressure to impress?
You see, and many of us carry inner emotions that nobody sees. And the thing about it is that you need to develop yourself where what society tells you does not influence you anymore.
Yes, I agree with that.
I'm almost there.
I agree with that.
If I tell you I'm still not dealing with some lower self, I'll be lying. I'm still dealing with it, but I am almost there. These days I can walk into any function, you know, I'm like talk of town. And I can wear whatever I want to. If I want a dress 4 or 5 times, it's not none of your business.
But nobody asked you that. Why
Somebody
is your
asked
different?
me. I went to a party. Somebody said, if this blouse you've worn it, I said, please.
No, this one that you changed your wig. You came with another wig. Didn't anybody ask you that?
Nobody asked me. Nobody even saw.
Do you think that would have happened to you if you were in a country or in a place or at an event where no one knew you? So if you traveled abroad and you just attended
It's
a
your
function,
mindset.
right?
Even if
Would
you're
that happen
abroad,
even abroad,
your mindset carries you everywhere. That's why people who go on a holiday, they go there and they're still depressed. We need to
This is the
work on our
passion thing,
mindset.
and lack of self-confidence.
That's
And we need to
That's
teach
a
it.
serious one,
And that's what
yes.
I teach. I teach mindset reprogramming, attitudinal behavioral changes,
Okay.
and values reorientation. It's so critical.
Tell us more about where you teach this.
I do a lot of online programs. Ruth, that's why I've been looking for you. And you're not listening to me.
But we are listening to you now. You have a platform.
I need
You have a
Ruth.
platform.
I need Ruth. Ruth is my. She's
has a
going
platform.
to help me to.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. People need
Okay.
that message. But you spoke earlier about acidic foods that you had to let go.
Let me just say something here. Today, Ruth, before, if you want, my face was more beautiful than my inner being. Now my inner being is more beautiful than my face.
Wow, that's
because
lovely.
I am in inner contentment. I can't even explain to you where I am. And that's what I'm wishing for everybody.
That
Look
is
at
so
our young
beautiful.
people.
Yes.
They get married 1 year, 2 years, they don't want to do again. Poor choices. Poor spiritual life, poor mindset management. We need to talk, Ruth. After this, I'll hold you.
We young people need to hear the message. Absolutely.
Ruth, I'm going to hold you. I'm not running away again.
I'm all yours. I'm all yours.
But
I'm all
please
yours.
speak on the acidic foods you had to let go of
Okay.
and what your diet is like
The body
today.
is 70-80% water.
Okay.
So the body loves
And I hate drinking water. So sad.
the body loves water rich. Before I go to the food, let me talk a little bit about dehydration,
Okay.
which is so common in the society.
Yeah.
Many of when I used to have a lot of headache, I used to have migraine headaches, and I would take analgesics. It wasn't going. I met a doctor who said to me, "Go and look at your cells. Your cells are probably dehydrated." I was drinking the normal bottled water. It wasn't getting into my cells. The
Are you
water,
serious?
Yes.
And
I
right
noticed
now,
that.
I'm working
why-
with my partner in New Jersey. He's a top scientist.
So what kind of water should you drink?
He's formulated a water concentrate, which you will need to add to this bottled water.
Water what?
A water concentrate. We're actually going through NAFDAC.
What is
right
that? A
now.
tablet? A tablet?
It's a concentrate you drop in the water. You can drink any of the bottled water, but make sure you drop it.
So are you saying the water they sell
it's
is not
dead?
I make my own water.
Let them not come and go
How
after
do,
me.
how do you make water? Okay, boil the water first. Does it help if you boil it
The
first?
water we drink in the marketplace is acidic. It's not
Wow.
alkaline.
But is it not NAFDAC approved?
Water that
NAFDAC is approved, but that's what we have in the
People
society.
usually drink.
Why I'm talking about this is so important. A lot of people that are even having chronic diseases.
Yes.
It could be dehydration.
Yes.
When you go to the hospital, check your. Let me ask you, Ruth. When you go to a doctor, what is the first thing they do if you're sick?
High
When
blood
they
pressure,
give
yeah.
a drip?
Yes, yeah, yes,
To-
yes.
In medical school, they taught us that solute was more important than water. But with water, you can cure a lot of things, though. There's a doctor, Dr. Batman Gellich. He's an Iranian medical doctor. He did a test in a prison. There was no other thing available. Water.
But this is scary, what you're saying.
I am telling you, right now.
No, but water that they
my
sell
water
fast.
pH used to be acidic. Right now, my pH is alkaline.
No, but you're saying the water that we buy in the supermarket.
Don't please, I don't want to have that to come out.
No, but it's scary
Bottled
because you're
water,
saying,
yes.
so you're saying even the bottled water, you have to boil it.
I've actually engaged
Well-
NAFDAC. We're in the process of getting registration number for that product. That product will save a lot of lives in this
No, but
society.
Auntie, I'm asking, do you now buy the water as it is now?
I
And
buy
then-
Nestle water.
No, but how do you boil it now? Do you have to now boil it?
Ruth,
So how do
what
you...
I
But
do,
it's not the-
I buy, I think that product is, but it's not here. I buy the Nestle water. But before I drink it, I put about 6 drops in the 5 of the concentrate.
drink but water.
So it changes this to alkaline, mineralized, antioxidant rich, hydrogen infused, energy.
Wow.
Your
Lexifications.
energy. And you become healthy.
No, it's funny that you mentioned this water thing.
Yes,
People
now.
drink a lot of a friend of mine.
A lot of people
you
drink. Yes, a lot of people drink a lot of the.
Why do you think my energy is
whatever.
up?
There's a particular
I
water
love
that
it.
a lot of people
Energizes
drink
you.
that's Yes.
You're trying to say something.
I was saying the water. The particular water, there's a brand that a lot of people drink. Lasenia, yeah.
I can't come.
People are doing free PR.
I can't come on television. I can't come on television and speak about any brand.
Yes, what I'm saying is that is a particular. It's an example of water to
so
drink.
Is it
Yes,
It is.
But so you can taste the difference when you drink both.
yes, you can, and then you drink it. But it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to find. But it's the water that everybody, because I think it has to be alkaline infused or
It's
something.
not only alkalinity; it has to be mineralized. A lot of people are lacking minerals and vitamins, and it's causing a lot of chronic disease in the society.
This water thing, you know why you said? Because a friend of, it's funny that you mentioned, because a friend of mine a couple of days ago was extremely dehydrated.
Yes.
And I'd been having this raging headache for 3 days non-stop. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And we couldn't understand because he was taking tablets, taking Buprofen and whatever. And then they now said he was dehydrated. And I'm thinking, is dehydration enough to...
Yes,
yes,
it is.
No, but what if you are drinking other
in the
liquids?
hot sun, especially with the kind of
but
weather
what if you are
we've
drinking
had?
other liquids and not water?
Yeah, fruit
Water
juices
is a
maybe.
miracle.
Water is a
Do you know
miracle.
the way you
Water
feel when you
fasting?
haven't taken a bath? When you wake up in the morning,
but
as soon as you go take a bath, your body is...
Yeah, but for what you are saying is that even the water that we are drinking is not...
We are working on that, don't worry.
Because you're
Very
supposed to be
shortly,
drinking
something is going
alkaline-based
to come
water.
out. We're working on that.
One of the biggest cures to many ailments is water fast.
Water therapy.
Stop everything, just drink water for 3-4 days.
Because you can go without food, but you can't go without water.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so my friend that
Without
has...
food, but you can't go without
But
water.
my friend now that has this headache, are you saying that if they drink water
You want me
also...
to try it? I have...
No, what would you advise?
I have a water concentrate that I can give you for free.
Okay.
Give to her. Let her not even pay me. Let her use it for a week or two. You call me back.
Oh, really? Okay, now that... Because until you have swallowed us, all of us. Your conversation. They are just looking at you like a movie.
So much more to learn.
But Veronica, let's draw you back in. Yeah, for instance, now that you obviously believe from taking care of yourself and what have you. What other things do you also do to give you peace of mind, put you in a nice spiritual place? Are there other things that you do that you think can also help somebody?
I do a lot of yoga,
be their best?
a lot of Pilates, and then just meditation. At home a lot. I do that quite often, almost every morning. Just solitude within my mind, just quieting my mind to just think. Deep breathing. So there are apps that people can use for meditation practices and stuff like that. Sometimes, like you rightfully said, if you have a really busy mind, it's good to just quiet it down. Sometimes it's just a lot of deep breathing and exercise,
relaxation.
Relaxation. But I do a lot of exercise as well.
I want to say you are 1% of women who would come on TV with no makeup. So we're proud of you, and we can see your great skin.
Give me 5.
So can you tell us what fueled that confidence? What made you make that decision?
So laziness.
Do you go out without makeup now?
Yes, I do.
And your face is so beautiful.
Thank you. Laziness.
Wow.
But then also, I think my mom, just even seeing her, she doesn't wear makeup. She's minimalist. She doesn't believe in wearing makeup. She doesn't believe, and like I said, we have good skin, but I just wanted my skin to be much better. So, and not having to wipe off my makeup at the end of the day, it's so exhausting. First of all, 2 hours to put on makeup. Putting on makeup is like almost 2 hours. You put on the makeup, then, there's so many steps. Then taking it off at night, then you have to wash your face. It's just endless.
Do you consider makeup as toxic for female skin?
Well, I feel too much of it.
No,
I feel like too much of makeup all the time, every day. So there are people that wear makeup every day, 7 days a week of wearing makeup. Yes, I do believe. I feel like anything.
That's a bit much.
It's a lot. But I also, not just my face, my entire skin. I go for hammam scrubs because I always feel you need to shed your skin. Same thing when you go for pedicures. When you go for
I have a few things to learn from you.
And when you go for pedicures, they're shedding your skin. So why just on your feet and your face as well?
Now that you mentioned that, tell us about Botox. Because that's one controversial.
So I do Botox, and I mean, I believe in it. But the thing I always
feel
feel
that it makes your face turn out looking like a plastic, pure water plastic.
So I feel like
empty sachet of pure water.
I don't know how people do theirs, but I go with Dr. Waldu for Sholoma, and I do my Botox. I think once every 2 years.
Okay, you do it once every 2 years.
Yeah, once like every 2 years or once every year. Botox is meant to be, some people have sweat patches and things like that, so they do Botox to prevent certain things. I remember when I first went, my jawline is really defined, and so we had to loosen it because I was always grinding my teeth. And he was like, you need Botox to relax the muscles on your jawline because you're grinding your teeth a lot.
When you sleep
When you sleep.
I do that too.
Yes. So that's when I first started
What
doing
does that
Botox.
do to you, though?
Yeah,
That's
so I don't
interesting.
know, but it was just grinding my teeth. So he was like,
And
you need
affected
to,
your skin?
Yeah, well, not my skin,
Her
but he was like,
jawline, her
my
jawline.
jawline. So you need to relax it because it was so masculine, right? Because it was also
Interesting.
defined. So I did have the Botox the first
So
time.
Botox can change the shape of your face?
Well, necessarily just relaxing your muscle line so that, it's not so hardened every time. But I already have a very defined structure, bone structure. So doing Botox for me was for that. Some people do it for
Okay.
other reasons or whatever. But I feel like if you're doing Botox all the time, you are going to start looking plastic.
And a lot of people look plastic.
A lot of
Yes,
people do
yes.
look
They
plastic.
say you don't even have frown lines anymore.
Yeah, so doing it
wow.
all the time will make you, and I think people become addicted to it.
Right.
And you shouldn't,
Too much of anything is
Too much of
not
anything.
good.
Anyway, we're going on a
Become
break
too
soon,
long.
Miss Ifia. When you come back, we want to talk about, I love laugh lines
Yes.
that comes with age.
Yeah.
I think sometimes letting your face, embracing your age,
Yeah.
and
Ageism. Yeah.
it gives you more character.
Yeah,
So
it does.
we'll discuss that when we come back. So see you right back soon on Perspective. Don't go too far.
Aging.
We were talking about Botox during the break, and I was talking about how I personally, I love to embrace laughter lines. I just feel that if your face is too stiff,
Yeah.
it takes away part of your character, and then, where do you draw the line? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So usually when you do too much Botox, what happens?
So it does affect you, I feel, when you do too much Botox. Like you rightfully said, you're laughing and people are like, did you say something? They can't be, your expressions are lost. I think that's what it is. But I think anything in little bits of dosage is fine. Even just with fillers or going to get your chemical peels, just maintaining what you
But
have
does it get
is great.
addictive? Doesn't it wear off after a few
Yeah, it does, but it
months?
gets addictive. It's the same thing with working out. Some people, you're supposed to work out to stay healthy, not to be extreme. But some people obviously get addicted to it. It's the same thing with like Botox and skin
Okay,
skincare
but what
things.
age is too young to do Botox or too old to do Botox?
I'm not quite sure. I feel that you shouldn't start till over 40. I feel like, in your 30s, your face is still shaping in a way that when you get into your 40s, I feel like you can possibly
Well, with
start.
all these girls that we see on Instagram
But then, so the
nowadays.
crazy thing is a lot of young girls in their 20s.
I'm telling you.
Doing Botox?
Yes.
No. Who's allowing that?
20s, doing Botox, doing fillers, getting
Oh,
their
no.
bodies
And they
done.
don't
I
need
think
it.
Our
it's a
parents
lot.
didn't need it. Our parents didn't need it. Why do our young children
I
need
don't think
it?
you do. Yeah.
But this is
Wow.
also, I think this is also part of societal pressure, like you were
Yes.
saying.
Rightfully said,
This
not
is
having
all
confidence.
Also part
20-year-old?
of
Yes,
taking away
I
your
know.
natural confidence and making you rely on aesthetics.
But then it goes very wrong because what ends up happening is, like you rightfully said, you keep doing, you have to maintain, right? So you first of all start out getting these things done because there's an insecurity. You go out, people start praising you. Oh my God, you look amazing, You're like, okay, I need to keep going. Then you're now financially dependent on that, figuring out how to get the funds to
And
maintain
it's not
this
cheap.
lifestyle that people need to
It's very
see
expensive.
outside, and
Yes.
inside you're dying, like you rightfully said.
But there must have been a doctor that recommended this Botox for such young children. Is it the industry
The
fueling
doctors?
it? Or is it them internally having self-esteem issues?
Well, I feel like when there's no regulation and people can just go
Doctors are
to-
looking for customers.
Yeah, yes, and they just go
Mhm.
and you get your Botox on or your fillers or whatever done without.
You know what I find most painful is when I see people that I knew them 5-6 years ago,
Yeah.
and they're now like a caricature version of what they used to
They
be.
look like, yeah.
They were actually naturally pretty.
Prettier.
They had beautiful features, nice figure, and everything. And then you look at the person today, and you're like, the difference, and they look much, much older
Yes.
Yes.
Then they should be.
than they should
Are
be.
they
And you know
older?
what? No matter what you tell
Yeah,
them,
I mean,
they're
you
not going
know,
to.
They just naturally
the extension of the bum, the chin, the cheek, the
Yes.
whole, it's now like a contorted version
Yeah.
of what they used to once look like. And I'm looking at some of them, and there are 2 or 3 in particular, like, this girl used to be so cute.
But you know that you seeing it, they're not seeing that.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
That's deep insecurity.
Yeah,
They're
and
not
this
seeing
is
that.
where the underlying issue
Let
comes.
me come in here
They're not
briefly.
seeing it.
This is where the underlying issue comes.
In this society, all that glitters is not
Not
gold.
good. Yeah.
And I think we need to begin to move away from external looks and look more into inner beauty. You mentioned it.
Yes.
Does face without inner beauty build a family? If you can't be an asset to your family and your world if you are not having inner beauty, what I'm talking about is this. You can be beautiful in the face, but you're very cantankerous. You have a nasty inner being. You're full of agitation, frustration, coming from unrealistic expectations, especially in relationships. So all you give is negativity.
And never anything good to say
Toxicity.
about anybody.
I've told my friends, my family, I don't need any toxicity anymore. I'm 70. I'm guarding myself jealously. If you're coming into my life, come and build it. Don't bring me toxicity. So I prefer inner beauty with beautiful face. Beautiful face without inner beauty, no for me. I won't even have any. I'll be telling you, work on your inner being. A lot of people are not in inner contentment. They're not grateful to God for. My goodness, God has made you a masterpiece. What are you trying to change? Why don't you accept yourself and be that beautiful woman that God has made you to be? Every woman to my eyes is beautiful.
But is there anything wrong in making one of those
But
adjustments?
Ruth, I'm not against making yourself. I did
Enhancing.
I did a makeup this morning. You know, you warned me. I wasn't going to do any makeup, but I said, Ruth said, try and so I did it. I would have actually preferred to come here with my face.
I like that.
Yes, I would have preferred.
Even your makeup is very subtle.
Very light.
Very subtle.
Yeah.
So what am I talking about? The society needs to be rebuilt. You don't rebuild society with women that are showing boobs all over the place. I'm not saying that.
But these are modern times.
No.
Maybe your
Hold
times
on,
are
Ruth.
not-
I am not against anybody living their life.
Yes.
But please be an asset. Add value to where you are. Let's rebuild Nigeria. The decadence in this society is unbelievable. And it's we women
And
that
pressure.
have to-
Very
and the
well
pressure.
said.
Okay?
Yes.
And I'm not trying to say I'm perfect. I'm still working on my flaws.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing is
we are all far from
every day
perfect.
I read, I give myself positive affirmations. I say, if you Nwakwesi, you're a masterpiece. You're fearfully and wonderfully made.
Hey!
You are for signs and wonders.
You are.
And I am professing your words become your self-fulfilling prophecy.
Amen, amen.
Let's
like
change
that.
the Nigerian society.
Let's change the narrative.
Let's hold hands.
Women supporting
Women support. Let's
Yes,
women.
yes,
And my
yes,
people
yes.
are live from Ruth. I hope you're listening.
Anyway, I see you have taken over the floor.
No.
So you've said your last words. Veronica, any last words for us?
So I just want to say that there's nothing wrong with makeup to enhance. I just feel like doing a little bit too much of anything is okay in
excessive.
moderation. But if you're doing too much of it, I don't think that that's good for you. And as much as possible, we should definitely try to embrace who we are. And then your outside should definitely just reflect your inside.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, that is so important.
That's so
That is so
important.
important. Thank you so much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Nwakwesi,
Thank you for having
for
us.
being
Thank
with us.
you
Thank you
both.
so much,
Thank you.
Veronica,
I
for
enjoyed
being
it
with us.
so
A very
much.
nice, beautiful piece that we had today. Unfortunately, as usual, there's never enough time. But thank you so much for being with us on
Thank you.
Perspectives.
And
Thank
nice meeting you. You're very
Absolutely
beautiful.
lovely meeting you.
Fantastic.
Auntie, we're the only ones wearing makeup here.
see them. You know, I would have come without makeup.
Thank you so much, Auntie, for being with us
Thank
today.
you so much, Ruth.
So anyway, to close the show, confidence isn't walking into a room with your nose in the air and thinking you're better than everyone else. It's walking into a room and not having to compare yourself to anyone else in the first place. Believe in yourself, your abilities, and your own potential. Never let self-doubt hold you captive. You are worthy of all that you dream of and hope for. With confidence, you have won your confidence before you have even started. And always remember, life is a learning curve. And that's all we have time for today. You've been watching Perspectives here on Rise News with me, Ruth Osime. See you next week.
Thank you. And now the final wrap-up for today. As we navigate the complexities of our modern world, we must stand tall in authenticity, recognizing the strength in our natural beauty and appreciating the uniqueness in every human, while fostering a society where we are all recognized and celebrated for the diversity and unique beauty that we individually contribute to today's complex world. My name is Olatorera Majekodunmi-Oniru, and I love all things Greater Nigeria. Thank you for watching Perspectives. Have a very great weekend. See you all soon. Goodbye.